Hello everyone, it's me again, Natalie, your friendly neighborhood birdie. So James Turner has a very handy website where he has all kinds of great resources, and he recently released a build challenge generator. This one was the one it started me out with, but I'm gonna hit the generate button a couple of times to get my challenge. I always think it's fun to just hit it several times to see all the options it could have been. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna hit it 3 times. 1 time, this would have been a townhouse with 4 floors. 2nd time would have been a dorm for maximalists and with a shell. That would be hard as fuck. Oh my god. And now, drum roll please. What's gonna be our challenge? Building a cozy home. I did that once. That has only 1 floor on a 30 by 20 size lot for newlyweds that love laundry but are afraid of cooking, and they want a bunk bed. Oh no, your budget is 44,000. Optionally try using at least 12 tiles of half walls. Okie dokie, our newlyweds with bunk beds. I guess they're gonna be our clients for this video. So since we are building for newlyweds, I think a lot in Tartosa is just fitting. I just bulldozed this rental property here. It's a 30 by 20 lot, which means that we can already check one thing off of our challenge. I set the money to 44,254. So I'm gonna go ahead and already check that one too. Because I limited myself hard with the budget, I can't really go over it. So they're afraid of cooking, which means we don't need to have a lot of kitchen floor. And it needs to be cozy, which I think already bonus points for coziness, as it overlooks the ocean and like a lighthouse even. That's great. Also, this looks like a restaurant, so for people who hate cooking, bonus points please. I got the best real estate for a cozy home for newlyweds with their bunk bed. Nothing says newlywed like a bunk bed, if you ask me. Although I could think to furnish it in a way that offers like a kid's room or a guest room that could maybe contain bunk bed. So if we want to make it cozy, that means to me in this area that they might definitely want a garden where they can just sit in the sunset and, you know, well, the view. That says it all. The view will be part of the coziness. I picked this lot on purpose. I'm thinking they could maybe have, like, not a real kitchen, but just, you know, an open kitchen front. And that could maybe be on a platform. So they have a tiny cooking space there and then eating space there. And I think I built this much too big. But I also want them to have an ensuite bathroom, I think. Additionally to a bathroom that's open for all, but, you know, their own private little getaway. And I want this to be facing towards the garden as well. So I have to see how I do that. Because then I'm gonna use a platform here as well to give them a space for the bathtub that outlooks the garden. Like this. Okay, kitchenette situation here. Next to the kitchenette situation is the guest room, and then the bedroom, and then their ensuite bathroom, and the public facing bathroom, and the living room section. Usually I wouldn't consider a very open format like this to be cozy, but it's small, so that helps. Is the public, is the guest bathroom big enough for laundry though? And I have to try and use at least 12 half tiles. So maybe 12 is a lot for a tiny space like this. Let's see. 2, 3, 4. That's so weird though. Before I go for more half tiles, let's just see where we're at, I think. How about the fence that came with the pack? The ultimate cozy for a newlywed couple. I'm dragging it in a bit because the building itself isn't exactly in the middle of the lot. But I like the proportions on the inside, so that way this hides this a little bit better. Now, roof line. I want this to be relatively fitting with the rest, but I see it as a newly built addition. So let's see. Maybe they can even have a little rooftop oasis kind of situation with a ladder here. Hold on. It's gonna cost money though. I'm going real expensive for having... So then, because, see, and I do think it's one floor still because it's an outside situation. To me, that's the rooftop. It's not like if you were to list this building, you wouldn't say it has 2 floors. So in my book, that counts. You can tell me in the comments if you think I'm cheating or not. But I don't think I am. Still unsure about that inside arrangement, to be honest. Don't know if I like the half tiles on the inside, so maybe I get rid of them and make... Did my math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to check our optionally. Trying to make it more cozy with gables without having to pay for gables. This is too self-made, right? But it has the perfect height. Kind of like it. I don't know if it counts as cozy, but I do like it. Maybe this actually. It's pricier than I would have loved, but I think it works. Having a red front door and the colorful stained glass elements. Why not? That does take away from my idea of making it kind of modern. Big time. Maybe we can marry modern and traditional. Maybe it's not a modern build, but a modernized build. This might be our key to marrying traditional and modern. Because my main reason for wanting it modern is the bathroom setup. Where I wanted big windows for a lot of light and, you know, to watch the sea from your bathtub. But this one is quite nicely marryable. Especially if we consider the windows from growing together. Of course, by giving the newlyweds the coziest spot with the coziest view in the bathroom and the bedroom, I have now managed to remove practical access to the backyard. Small square bathrooms scare me, but it could work. Because then we have a place for fireplace. You know, keyword cozy. More stained glass windows. Because I consider that cozy. How cozy are these windows? Yes, by now it's safe to assume the idea of very modern is out of the window. Can maybe contrast it with modern interior, because I do think newlyweds tend to be young. I want that reflected a little bit and something more modern. Or do we maybe, aside from the stained glass windows, scrap those windows? Because that would allow us a more semi-modern look with the seasons windows. I'm trying it. I want the biggest windows to be here, just so they have that view. That really do go modern. That'd be so bad. Because I like the mix between the two, but the other was too halfway. It wasn't decidedly modern or traditional. So what if we just have some traditional windows and some really modern ones? Going back on all the things I did. But I think that works better. The traditional entryway and then modern other windows. Definitely feels better to me. Saving a bit money and getting a better, more interesting structure in. My kind of bonus. I wanted the modern windows to take more advantage of the extremely good view. Because all sides around you have basically incredible view. And you want that, right? This took forever, by the way. Just having to decide on layout and windows. I'm quite pleased with my financial management so far, though, at least. Now, all roofs here are red. So we're gonna get ourselves a red roof too. We could go brick to further marry old and new and the differently colored windows. Because we now have a fireplace, this is the perfect opportunity to also get ourselves a cozy little chimney. Okay, wood floors is a given. Nothing's cozier than wooden floors. Now we are in the Mediterranean and we have this natural stone under the fireplace, so maybe we can make use of more natural stone shapes. This is my go-to door because it's modern enough and classic enough and cheap. Very, very cheap. Maybe that's great for the bedroom. The cloudy texture makes it very cozy and cloud-like. They absolutely are afraid of cooking, as our little overlay says. So let's treat it that way. Minimal cooking equipment, because why would they spend a ton of money on it? Now I don't want it to totally clash with the decor since it's open and everybody always looks into the kitchen. But I also don't want it to be massively expensive. Of course, they also have a microwave because they hate cooking, so trying to go necessities first, styling later. Now this is a cozy home for newlyweds, so I'm not giving them a big dining table, I think. Especially since they don't like cooking, so why would they invite a lot of people over for dinner? I think it works. The leather couch fits the fireplace the most, making it pretty cozy, and can even mirror the red from the door. However, we have to be very deliberate with what we're doing because that's weird right now. Maybe if we can get a ton of plants going here in this weird shabby corner. I think the plants definitely help the cozy and are part of the necessity here, because otherwise the view in this direction would just be weird. But now it's just the way to go see the garden and do laundry, which is very, very important to them. We'll potentially hide it away with a curtain. Potentially not, because, I mean, they do love it. So I guess I will check the laundry though. We have the laundry. And soon I'll be able to check the bunk bed. Must have their bunk bed. And I mean, it could make sense to make the guest room not only a guest room but also an office. So they needed the bunk bed in case they have visitors over. So they could still fit their home office stuff. Just that they must have their bunk bed doesn't mean they must sleep in it. It's not really newlywed vibes to sleep in a bunk bed. This is so expensive what I'm doing. Seriously. I usually don't build on a budget and it shows. Does that look cozy? Because it doesn't look comfortable, and if chairs don't look comfortable, I don't think they can look cozy. Oh wait, it's a bit expensive again. But it has flowers. Many books, many cozy. I'm rushing through my money here. Maybe in the end I only have the ensuite bathroom, which means everybody has to go through here. Let's see where we stand financially in the end. All the alternatives I like for it are much, much more expensive. Definitely suits the room and the vibes of the room. I want this to have an elevated feel and can definitely have a more modern touch to it. This would surely have been renovated. Making it smaller so I can better fit double sinks maybe? I didn't think I could fit a shower in here, but it looks like I can if the toilet doesn't look completely stupid now where I place it. So maybe I can get rid of the other bathroom. Otherwise I would have definitely wanted 2 bathrooms, because just having a bathtub is wild to me. Hey, let me try to get rid of this. I'm changing the layout all the time, but what if that little breakfast nook would actually be by the giant window here? I think it's a little impractical to have a very long way from the kitchen to where you eat normally. However, since they hate cooking, they will just order stuff. So it's not a long way. Will I hate myself if I make it smaller? Well, the roof line was prettier before, that's for sure. That still works. I'm gonna furnish a little bit on the outside before I start decorating and really adding more furniture to the inside, because I wouldn't want the outside to be completely empty just because I have no money left. No American mailbox. Just doesn't look right. See, I like that. We want a little side table here to put some knickknacks on and also some music. I think I decorate bit by bit so that every room gets a little bit of decoration and not one room is fully decorated and I have no more money left for the rest of it. I know it's a little less fun to watch when you're jumping around a lot. I just think it's necessary this time. Since they love laundry, I give them something from the laundry pack. You think they love the dishes too? Or just the laundry? Bet they love coffee. It's cheaper than a machine. I can act as though they love coffee, but they just love to drink it from a French press and don't actually have to pay for their coffee. I want them to have something from the wedding still. They are newlywed, so they haven't been married long. So maybe they still have some decoration or something, some memories. With big windows comes big responsibility for curtains. Only one window in my bathroom is gonna get curtains, simply because that window is hard to curtain for and it would look stupid. we need to suspend our disbelief. We also definitely need a laundry basket. Now that's cozy. Looks even cozy from the outside. And maybe a seating option to just sit and read something. A rocking chair maybe? Rocking chairs are cozy. I have neglected the list a little bit, and I am slightly out of the loop what I did. So let's see. I have already put in the bunk bed. I gave them a small, cheap kitchen, which is afraid of cooking. I haven't yet really incorporated the newlyweds thing, I think. I'm unsure as to how best communicated, and I will judge in the end whether or not I actually did it, I think. It has only one floor, if we consider my rooftop terrace to be fair game. And cozy I will judge in the end as well. Now I'm up to speed again. We also need another seating option here, because a room with nowhere to sit is just weird. That's kind of cozy, with the sheep's fur thing. Right now we only have the uncozy lights, and I think they're gonna stay for financial reasons. However, cozy needs different lights. So let me just check what's in the budget. That doesn't hold off much light, but it's just the guest room. There aren't many people sleeping here, I would say. I think to save some money, the floor will mostly be terrain paint. And also it has nature stones, so that's cozy. Start with the front maybe. By using a brush that's on the smallest setting and the highest softness level, and just using a grass texture to draw over it, I'm adding a little bit of moss to some of the stones, and a little bit of grass in between the pink flowers. That helps softening it and makes this floor much more manageable. It's a good tip for everyone who struggles with this floor but would like to use it more, because it feels way less overwhelming and also way less repetitive when you add stuff like this. I'm gonna do a similar thing with some brown dirt texture now. And it's basically the same thing. You can also overlap the dirt and the grass texture at certain places. And if you feel like you overdid it, just use the same soft brush and go over it with the initial stone texture. You can also make the brush size a little bit bigger and then just randomly blob to even more blended. Because the smaller the brush size, the more effective the color will be, even when it's on bigger softness. So by making it even bigger, you're just blotting even lighter color on it. This is just rough, but enough for now, I think. I have the romantic garden pack and would be amiss to not use it, I think. We have newlyweds, so we need romantic stuff. Wait, is that a good idea? Is that cool? To have this kind of overhang there? I'm inclined to say it's super cool. And that I want to have it. Is it very, very expensive? No, it was actually pretty cheap. Oh, nice. And then to sit there underneath the overhang. Very pretty. It's so expensive. What am I doing? I'm making it even more expensive. I think I have to go back inside because I'm spending too much on the garden and there's not even so much here. Heaven help. But I want some things. Maybe a little water fountain for the birds. I mean, the sound of running water is considered very, very cozy. That's right. Romantic garden bench. Check. The more plants we have, the cozier it looks. And the more like a used space this rooftop terrace looks. We're gonna hit the budget tight. This is where wedding pictures are gonna hang. I decided. Oh, big picture here and 3 smaller ones from the venue. You could totally do that. This one has a map with a heart. So I'm gonna decide this is where they went for their honeymoon. Trying to put as much decoration in as I can without it becoming too expensive. And I'm struggling because it's all very expensive. Doing this step by step really helps with the budget getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Wall decor is so damn pricey in this game. Especially the ones I like are always the very expensive ones. This is our newlywed couple in the past. It doesn't have to be an old picture, it can just be a retro setting. Some books here. Functional and making it more cozy. I want to hopefully leave myself a relatively big budget for clutter and all that, because clutter always helps making things more cozy. But that means I cannot just buy anything I want. Plants and clutter, they really pull the most weight when it comes to coziness. Cute little pug. Check. Pillows and blanket, check. Coziness achieved. A candle for your nice bath, very important. Maybe these things? Do they count as cozy? I don't know. I'm cluttering it up now as best as I can. A rose from the wedding. An instant camera with which they took pictures. I could see the narrative of this being a newlywed item. It's not at all that I force it. No. And in a different color, the same candle upstairs too. Can we go the fairy light route? Can we go it upstairs, maybe? That's cozy. Reading a book by the fire with a cup of tea or coffee. So, we're still severely lacking in greenery. I want to do most of it with debug though. Oh, this for the fireplace. I always like to add something like this. My very first build on this channel was a cozy home. And I used these logs there too, because I considered them cozy. So just saying. It's all adding up. Okay, back to the wedding bouquet idea. Pond, because ponds are cozy. What? I have the pond bug again. Oh, I just remembered the fix for that bug. It's recognizing this area as a room and therefore gets confused. That should help it. I hope. Yes, that's what the fix was. Ugh, I hate that. I'm faking this entrance here so that everything can still look enclosed. I could use this one instead of the one I paid actual money for. There's a great lot of stuff you can get for free in debug. The reason why lots and lots of greenery is so cozy is also that it provides a ton of like animal feedback. You could get butterflies and bees and like little critters, and that's really damn cozy. Can I afford ducks? Or swans? Is there room for swan? Swans are cozy. Damn, it's flying. Flying swans are less cozy. I have enforced the swans. Now we have to fix everything up because that is atrocious. Obviously the pond also needs fireflies because that's cozy. And some dragonflies maybe? Okay, I have almost no money left. Think it's time to call it quits. Okay, this is the finished bill. I say let's check it out and see if I can mark the last 2 checks which were, is it actually cozy and does it communicate newlyweds? In we go. This is the kitchen, and the newlyweds were supposed to hate cooking or be afraid of cooking. So this is very limited and not very decorated. They're barely in here, only to make coffee or use the microwave. This is where they marked their honeymoon. And this is the living room section. It's supposed to be cozy, and we can just check how cozy is it to just sit here and watch the sunset. Probably really damn fucking cozy. This is where pictures of the newlyweds can go. Also the view out in the city, very cozy too. Now they have a fireplace, again a cozy element, and they have their wedding bouquet here because they're newlywed. And they have this section here, which is the laundry section. And they just love doing laundry for some reason. Now this is the guest room slash office, home office. And the guest room is very small, so they added a bunk bed to make room for both the office and guests. Maybe one day this will be the kids' room for the little family they're founding. The only bathroom in this home is ensuite because that's more romantic for our newlyweds, and this is the bedroom. Now, I tried to make it very cozy and very newlywed-like with a little canopy and the color pink, and again, just beautiful views out of every window. Just beautiful. Imagine going to bed to this view. This is very, very romantic, just as newlyweds would like it, I suppose. And this is the ensuite bathroom with a wonderful bathtub and plants that are clipping. Imagine the plants wouldn't be clipping, then it would be very pretty. They have a bathtub underneath a glass roof, again to just look out at the sea while taking a bath. They also have a shower for the quick daily cleanups. They have double sinks because they're newlywed and romantic and brush the teeth next to one another. The bedroom is big enough to actually take a section of this and make it a hallway once they may have a child and don't want an ensuite anymore. And this is where you can go out into the garden. You follow this beautiful little pathway. We have a very romantic atmosphere here with the swans and the fireflies. It's all very, very romantic, just like newlyweds want. We have the sound of moving water here, which is very, very cozy. We have candles. And again, the view. The view, people, the view. What I didn't count as a second floor, because it's outside only and it's just a terrace, is this little thing here where I used my 12 half walls. It's also technically not a closed off room. And here we have a little gardening section. Oh, it's day. And here we have a little gardening section. And look at that! You can watch the moon go down. Oh, it's so beautiful. There's the sunrise that you can see from the kitchen that they never use. Going back to the front of the house, a more European looking mailbox. We have our trash can and we have wood for the fireplace because nothing is more cozy than a fireplace that's burning. Now, this is the build. I hope you like it. And let's just look at the challenge overview one last time. There we go. Do we think it's cozy? I would say yes. Is it communicating newlyweds? Well, I did go all out and even put them in the wedding pack world. So I'm gonna award myself this check mark as well. And that means I won the challenge. I won. Congratulations to me. Thank you to James Turner for providing this fun little challenge. Thank you for watching, and if you want to do the challenge yourself, I will link his website in the description. And I hope to see you soon. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Until next time, goodbye.